Test, test, 1, 2. Checking volume. Looks decent to me. Looks decent to me. All right, folks, I think, question mark? I think we're ready. Just making sure we got the tweet. Which still has not generated, not sure why, but that's okay. Sometimes you just take it in strides with however things are working. So we are gonna get started right now. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the official ROCKFISH Games community stream, where I am your host, Eric Schrader, the community ambassador for ROCKFISH Games, to give you all the information on EVERSPACE 2 as it is happening in our studio, bringing it to life throughout these development builds that are absolutely broken, and that's fine. Oh my goodness, what an excite! What an excite! Michael, I still did not see the tweet. You might double check and make sure that went through. Otherwise, welcome. So, let's cover what's happening today. We got a little bit of fun showcasing stuff. Now, as many of you who have been in these streams know, we've been highlighting a certain aspect of EVERSPACE 2 for this entire month, which is our mining overhaul. We've been talking about this a lot. I've been sneaking little videos of how it looks, how it works. I've been giving you a little cut of our vision and how it's supposed to come together. So today we're gonna dive into that, dive into that just a little bit deeper, just a little bit. And I'm going to show it live in game and talk about a couple other little tweaks and modifications that are set to assist in all of that direction. So there's a bit there. Also, we normally cover our screenshots and our fan art stuff every 2 weeks, but because we didn't have a lot of new stuff to show this week, we thought, you know what, we're gonna highlight the really cool things that you've done for the last week as well, as we're still building out some of these systems, because we have a new galactic photographer that we would like to recognize and also showcase a certain number of Michael selects. So these are images that Michael himself, our CEO, has chosen as like, these would be absolutely fantastic marketing pieces for EVERSPACE 2. So we are going to be covering that field. All right, so let's go ahead and load up our stream save, pick up right where we left off, and then we are going to we're going to get right into this resource gathering stuff. I should still be at Prescott Starbase. I hope. I was poking around a lot of different places that I can't show yet. That loading screen. Okay, perfect. All right, yeah, we are definitely, this is definitely Prescott Starbase and definitely not somewhere in a place that is not available. Yeah, cool. So we were last flying around the Vanguard. That's what this ship's called. We got the fusion hook last time, I believe. So we have this little thing in conjunction with this super fast fighter. We go super fast. Imagine that. Wow. But you're not here to see things you already know about. You want to see the goods. So I'm going to use this currently broken spatial bypass. I say broken because the visualization for our game dev build is borked. But don't you worry about it. That's a simple fix for us, probably, I hope. And we're going to head back to the Kite Nebula for this little showcase. So just pretend, oh, it's working suddenly. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. That legitimately was not working when I had smoke tested it just a moment ago. That's fine. So we're using a spatial bypass. You get this later in the game space.
That feels so great. What a way to save time.
Yes, thank you, Adam. Also, completely ignore that side quest that says completionist. That's kind of hard to do, isn't it? That's kind of ironic. Just ignore that. That's nothing to see here. There's definitely not new content being added, but we want to search around this asteroid because I want to find some new mining for you all. I guess first we're going to take out some of these guys. All right, come here. Actually, I hope he ran to the asteroid. That'd be amazing. Actually, drone first. There we go. Drone's dead. Use our disintegrator. Just gonna take out a lot of these redeemers. Yeah, we got some good spacing in our ship today. Also just double checking to make sure all of our sound is working properly. Cool. Nano injector, some dark energy, nice. All right, here we go. I see some resources. I think we're far enough away from enemies to where we don't have to worry about them. So this is, we've been highlighting this all week about how like resources will generate kind of like these sections. They spread out in a targeted area, right? Also, I guess I should mention this, even though I shouldn't have to because it's early access. This is work in progress. So what you see here is like freaking, we plugged it in, was it yesterday? 2 days ago? I don't even know. We like literally just added this into the game. So there might be some stuff that you see that looks a little funky or a little bit warped or whatever. Don't worry about those segments. We'll iron those details out. The big thing to note is that resource generates across an area as opposed to a single little node. Okay? So here we see Insidium and we see Malamite. These are new resources, I believe. Now the lighting in this area is a little strange, but Malamite is a malleable crystal. What? Yes, it makes sense. All right. And so it has this kind of clay look to it. And as you can see, when we shoot the bits, that's where we are actually gaining the resources. And that indicator will stay until we get most of the resource, okay? We don't have to get all of it. So like now you've got these little chunks left. Those won't give you any more. See, we can shoot them down, but it doesn't give us anything. And so now the resources are spread out. So instead of just shooting a single target, like if we just shoot right here the entire time, that's not gonna give us any more. It's blank. So now we have to shoot the sides, and we can shoot around and gather more resources that way, okay? Now, depending on what weaponry you use, this can be easier or harder to accomplish, as you would probably imagine. There we go. And each resource does have a unique little look to it. So like this is Insidium, so you can tell it apart. Here, let's just take a quick closer look at it. So Insidium looks kind of, you know, I would almost call it bulbous. Almost like an igneous rock, perhaps. But it spreads all over certain environments. This is a very important detail that we will be covering a bit more, okay? It spawns in certain environments. You'll notice that we didn't just find very common iron and copper and, you know what, all those other very common resources that we constantly see. No, instead we got very specifically malamite and insidium, right? And there's a reason for that. It's okay if you don't get all of this. Like sometimes, like I said, the indicators, and we're kind of like tweaking the generation here, so don't worry too much about that. The big thing to note is just how you're collecting it. You're shooting it independently instead of just one single target. Okay. So now that we've gathered those resources, we're gonna fly out of this gravitational pull, which has been causing us a little bit of issue mining. Don't you worry about that. And we've also already talked about this as well. We've got the different tiers, the rarities of resources that you are finding as well. So malamite crystal, you know, vanadium-rich mineral, more malleable than gold, uncommonly found across all parts of known space. So that description is kind of key to help you understand where you can find this resource, versus something like insidium, a fairly uncommon ore that is used in cryogenically cooled alloys, right? So we have this as common and uncommon. We got all 4 rarities for the malamite, so that's kind of cool. And then we've got some flawless insidium. How will this impact your gameplay in the future, you might ask? Some of you are already being like, oh my gosh, my inventory space is gonna get full so quickly because there's all these different resource types. Don't worry, we know. We've got plans. All right, so yeah, so that's how that's all working, right? You've got the space, they're generating in the space. But in order to find these resources, sometimes you want to be able to track them a little bit more easily, right? It's like, you know, you're looking around the map and you want to know, like, shoot, what can I find in the GMB mining fields, right? It's like, well, we haven't been to Alcyone Station, so we don't actually know. Alcyone? I forget how it's pronounced. The important thing is that we haven't been there. We don't know what resources are there. And also, with our saving conventions, this is not something that we can do retroactively. So if I hover over, like, say, Nefty's Plains, I can't see what resources I found from that site. However, if we hover over the Brie bioplant, of course, it doesn't show. Why did it not populate? Game, you had one job. This worked literally right before the stream. Okay. You know, maybe we need to fly away from the site. Oh man, don't you love it when there's straight up bugs when you're trying to highlight a new thing? This is the beauty that we have for you. Seeing stuff that we just implement, sometimes it just goes completely sideways. I promise you this was working just a moment ago. All right, so I want you to take a moment and pretend with me, all right? Just imagine that when I'm hovering over this Brie bioplant location, under objects, it says specifically malamite, and it says insidium, and it shows you how much you had earned from this Brie bioplant location. All right? it would show you the resources you've gathered from this location. This is incredibly important, okay? Because as you're traveling around and you're looking for resources, let's go over to the Arthurian Vault. As you're looking for resources, you might have a need to obtain Malamite for, I don't know, say an upgrade. I didn't say perk. I've said too much. Anyway, let's say that you have to gather those things for another thing, and you don't know where to find it. You go to your map, you can very quickly, very easily, you're putting it together, I know you are. You very quickly, very easily see where it is that you found it prior. So you know, and also, again, from these descriptions, it's going to give you a couple of clues as to where you'd be able to locate those resources as well. Some of these descriptions may be tweaked and changed, by the way, because obviously game is not finished. But at the Arthurian Vault, let's go ahead and explore this place a little bit, because we have, you know, for those of you who have taken the time to explore this site, you know that there's more biological wildlife and whatnot. So maybe we can find some resources in the area, I hope. And also talk about another little UI change that should help players out even further. We kind of have this, we have this component of the UI that now acknowledges when you are outside of a large structure versus when you're inside it. So you can probably see here that a lot of the indicators on the inside, like that shipwreck, you can probably barely see that indicator. That is because we are outside, and that shipwreck is located on the inside. So there's no reason for it to clutter our UI while we don't, while we're not inside, where we can't reach it at all, right? So the second we start going into those caves, you're gonna see a UI update, and everything that's inside of the caves that's on our map, it's gonna get revealed. Let's take out this Redeemer Crusader, which looks like he got a little bit of an update to his graphic, to his ship. All right, here we are. We have some Glacit. So another resource. And like I said, this is like a more organic location to explore, so you're gonna see resources that are a bit more organic. So we're gonna go ahead and shoot this one all up to gather it as well. And obviously, at least it should be obvious, the graphics, the icons for all the resources are not fully done yet. So Glacit here, it's gonna change to look more biological, if you will. Let's see if this updated on the map. Yes, no, no, no. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, game. You were working before, but now all of a sudden you just don't want to. That's great. Anyway, but let's also show this as we fly inside. You can kind of see it as well. First, we gotta pull this acid pouch. Break these vines. Okay, we need more acid pouches. Okay, that's fine. Oh, gimme, gimme! Come here! There we go. That's going the wrong way. Oh, this is just the little side. Okay, we need to go to another side. All right. Hang on, I'm gonna zip around this territory to the other side, and then we'll go on the other way. There's a lot of little entry points along this wall, if I recall. We just completely looped around. Okay, so I'm too high? Just have to find the entry point in this darn place. No big deal. But the UI, it changes depending on if you're outside or if you're inside. Here we go. Oop. Hey, we got some copper. Here we go. Grab this copper really quick. And here, over here, you can see like the spore. There's several spores. There's a shipwreck over there. And just watch our UI just subtly change as we go inside. So now all the indicators that are on the outside have been grayed down, and all the indicators that are on the inside of this tunnel have been brightened. So we know that we're in the same area. So I'm gonna do that again. So we zip on out and look, those are softer again. Like those that are on the outside are actually brighter. So we know they're on the outside. And we go in here, the UI swaps. So we know that these things are inside of the cave versus that is not, this is not. All right, we kind of see those differences. Ah! Excuse me, I do not want to be eaten, let go. Thank you. Delicious. There's a shipwreck. We'll see what's inside. Autocannon, missiles. All right, cool. Whoopsies. Getting close to these spores. Perfect. Grab some biomass. Oh, excellent. It's just a small tweak for UI details, just to help things get a little bit easier to tell where you're at, what you're doing. Man, I really wish the map thing was showing what it was doing. I'm honestly not sure why it's suddenly not working, but the plan, the vision, just to make sure everybody at home knows, even though it's suddenly decided to break literally right before I started streaming. Whenever you hover over your locations on the map, it will not only give you the description, but then it will also show you other key elements in that region that you have found. You know, this is, you know, simple like objects, Akkurat trading station. Obviously, there is the literal trading station there, but then it would also indicate resources in that region so that you know when you go back to it, you can find them again. Because resources will automatically start repopulating after a certain amount of in-game minutes transpires. So you can find optimal routes and stuff like that. Excellent. Woo. Intamin22 asks, since it's now more than just point and shoot, will there be mining specific weaponry? Sort of, like something that sucks up a whole area or gives you better drop rates from the same patches. Yes. So basically, yes. But we're not going so crazy as to like have an entirely added element into the game. It's like, okay, now you have to purchase mining gear and you have to figure out the best mining gear for all of this type of stuff. And it's going to take up a valuable weapon slot and all that type of stuff. So something to keep in mind about our vision at its core, the big focal point of EVERSPACE 2, it is not a space simulation. So anyone out there who's watching right now who's never seen the game before and you're like, oh man, this looks so great, I can't wait to play with my pedals and my joysticks and all that type of stuff, like slow down, whoa. This is a looter shooter in an open world RPG setting. Okay, so it's gonna have aspects of simulation, which is why we're revamping the resources entirely. We're gonna have trade lanes and, you know, routes that you can take in order to prioritize and, you know, make gains through the market. But the focal point is that it's a looter shooter, okay? That's the big thing. We want a lot of combat. We want you flying in, blowing stuff up, getting sucked in by bugs, searching around to get that sweet loot. Like, that's what it's about. We do not want to have like this super crazy integrated system where now you also have to manage all of your mining gear and your landing gear and, you know, all that stuff. Like, that's not what we're doing at all. Oh, we got some malamite over here. Spore, let's take this biomass. How's the malamite? Oh, that's cool generation. So you can see it also kind of like meshes with other things that are in the area as well. As far as items that have like enhanced chances like of mining, right? Like again, because at its core, it's a looter shooter. We don't want you to have to like swap things out and optimize like crazy. In short, one of the modifiers, one of the many modifiers that has been added here and more being added, is one that simply increases the rarity of resources when you are mining. So on this disintegrator, the second modifier on it is a 100% increased chance to extract higher rarity resources when mining, straight up. So when you are mining, you probably want to use this beam laser. And that could be applicable to any weapon that you find. Maybe you find this absolutely junk garbage flak cannon that has that modifier on it, and you're like, you know what, I'll just use that for mining alone. Doesn't do a lot of damage, whatever, but maybe because it's a flak cannon, and because it's increased chance for mining rarity resources, that's gonna be super ideal, because now it can mine super fast with the spread, presumably. Also, I don't think we're having flak cannons become better at mining, but I digress. You get the point. There will be certain items that have that. Certain items that have that. Also, modifiers for your modules. That includes your energy core, your shield, your plating, your sensors, your thrusters, and your cargo unit. There can be other elements in here that will aid your mining desires as well. So again, this isn't something where you have to do this all new thing and optimize all this type of stuff. It's going to apply specifically in the territory of things you are already gaining. You're just going to want to optimize and prioritize if you want to be more combat oriented, or if you want to have like this little mining thing on the side, or if you just don't care, you're just going to pick up whatever's the highest level, you know, whatever. Just another layer inside of the game that you can experience, that you can customize to your desire. This beam laser pushing me back is probably not ideal for mining, but we're gonna keep it anyway. Perfect. So there's a couple little things there. We've got the mining, we've got the UI to where you can see in and out of caves. Let's take out these redeemers real quick. Man, this beam laser is really pushing me around. I need like a heavier ship. That was kind of intentional. I was just trying to get around the shield. All right, there we go. Cool. And maybe if I jump around the map a little bit more, the map will finally realize I'm trying to showcase these things for you. And it'll start working. So let me fly around the map a little bit, mine some more resources, and maybe, just maybe, it will inevitably update, and I can talk a little bit more about some other systems that we want to impose into the game space to, again, make individuals who want to have that aspect of mining just a little bit easier, just a little bit better. Map becoming sentient sounds crazy. Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I see a question. Thoughts on if you could also construct like the trade goods with crafting from these mine materials like jump cores or power cores, etc. So to that, I will say this. There is a distinction between, and of course I don't have a commodity. There's distinctions between commodities and components, and I don't have a tech resource, really? I don't have a tech resource. That's fine. Actually, I think we just changed tech resources to components. So yeah, so now we have resources, which are either ores or crystals, ores, and then also just straight up called resource, if it doesn't apply to either of those. So we have ores, crystals, and resource. Then we have components instead of tech resource, so it's not redundant with resource, right? So it's a different item. And then we also have commodities. Okay? There is a reason why we separated those out, Bearded Frog, and that's all the more I can help you understand any connection between them, because any more would be telling. Thanks for the question. Let's see. May I ask about how long we have until release? Of course, yeah, no, it's been public for a while. Release is the first quarter of 2023. As the plan. I'm glad that you're loving it. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Chris Nelson, so thank you. Just giving you that confirmation, even though the community has as well, so. Rorani Kinra says, it still feels a bit less satisfying for me when I level up and find out that the enemies are also leveling up along with me. I know we don't want to be too OP, but ... Yeah, okay, so you're talking about level scaling. We've had, you know, we get a large number of people, and by large, I mean not actually that large, but we have a loud voice about level scaling that's been, you know, diving into our game. So let's just talk about it for a second. And I want you guys to have a full understanding of this, okay? So that then you can decide for yourself if you feel like that's actually a good direction and you didn't realize it, or if no, it's exactly the way that you thought and it's really big, dumb, stupid, and you're gonna ignore our game, which is, you know, that's fine, okay? So let's crack this open, all right? It's gonna be short, really simple conversation. Each location in the map has a certain level bound to it. Cedo is the easiest system, straight up. You can go back to Cedo at any point in time to get low level stuff and resources like we were talking about, especially if you wanted to get specific ones, which would be shown on your map that you could go back to, right? Then you have Union, which is, you know, still low level, but it's not anything crazy. You have Zarkov, which is a bit higher. Kite Nebula, which is even higher than that. You've got Drake, which is going to probably be connected somewhere nearby. That's going to be even higher than the Kite Nebula, right? That maybe you would be able to go to earlier in the game, maybe, I don't know. I'm just guessing. I certainly don't have any information at all about how we're progressing and opening up the world, which is even higher than that. And what this is doing, it's allowing you to choose what level you want to deal with in the game space. Okay? At the same time, because remember how we talked about being the core a looter shooter? This is important. This is super important for two specific things. One, early game, and two, end game, okay? Early game, as a level 1, do you want to fly into a level 30 area, unexpected, get shot down when they sneeze at you? Is that fun? Yay or nay? No? Okay, I think we're on the same page thus far. But would it be really cool to still have the ability to face an opponent that was way higher than you, or at least a bit higher than you, so that you could have that risk reward? So you could get a bunch of good stuff that you can't quite use yet? Does that sound more applicable? Does that sound fun and engaging? Perhaps. I think we might be getting somewhere. Conversely, in the end game, if you go back to a site because you want certain resources from it, and everything is level 1. So you go back to Cedo and everything's level 1 because there's no scaling whatsoever. You go in here and you're level 50, whatever. You go in and face level 1 enemies and this massive warship shows up from this outlaw fleet and they're like, we're coming to destroy you. It's just super huge. And you sneeze on it and it explodes because it's level 1. You know, you're level 50. Is that fun? And as a looter shooter focused game, is it even more fun to pick up all that loot from that enemy that literally does nothing for you because you're 49 levels higher than it? Because we see issues where the levels don't change at all. What our goal is, what our vision is to do, is to have the game scale with you, not to you, but with you, okay? This is very important detail, all right, that I think there's been a large audience who hasn't quite understood this concept, and you guys are smart, which is why I'm explaining it to you so that you can grasp this, okay? I know you guys can understand this. We want it to be where when you go back to Cedo, it's gonna be easier. It's the easiest system. It's GMB Corporation mining things out, battling the Blood Star, like that's the big stuff that's going on in Cedo. When you go back there, it shouldn't be a pain in your butt to overcome those enemies. but we also want to keep the gear, the loot, relevant to you. So if you're going back to Cedo and you're in the in-game state, and you're like level, you know, we'll say 30. We'll say 30 because I think that's what we mentioned as the in-game level. You go back to Cedo level 30 and you're facing enemies at level 25, level 26. Okay, you can still conquer them pretty fast. And the loot they drop is going to be much more applicable and possibly usable for you in the in-game state still. It's a win-win. Conversely, if we have another location that's like an in-game level 30 territory, or maybe even higher than that, I don't know. Now you have a risk-reward system where you're going up against odds that you know are greater than you, but it's never going to be so much greater that it just one-shots you or three-shots you and everything sucks. Instead, it's going to be higher than you. You know that there's a risk-reward to be involved, but it's going to scale down to where if you beat it, you'll be able to utilize the loot. Again, the big focus of EVERSPACE 2. You'll be able to utilize that loot sooner than later, and it will be applicable to more where you're at. Okay, are we good? So, leveling adjustment, it is not to like make everything the same and progression systems not matter, because I agree, frankly, if every single enemy in every single location was just scaled to your exact level, that's a dumb system. I will personally say that. I'm not speaking for ROCKFISH necessarily. Personally think that's a dumb system that games would do, because then the level doesn't matter. It's just, oh, these numbers behind the scenes went up. We recognize that that doesn't work, and that is not fun to deal with. The scaling, this dynamic scaling in EVERSPACE 2 is to make the loot relevant to where you, the player, are at in your experience, while still letting you decide the difficulty of what you're engaged with. Because again, each of these systems has a different level associated with it, even as you're still progressing. Whew, I said that wasn't gonna be a long time. It's been like 10 minutes since I've been discussing this, but still, very important topic. Does everyone understand that? It's an important system. It's an important system. And we know it's an important system. We don't want it to just be, oh, your enemies are the exact same levels you are. We want it to have that flexibility, yet still make the loot relevant. I missed it, please repeat. Has he? Goodness gravy. So, that is the information drop that I'm gonna provide right now pertaining to level scaling. I'm probably not gonna say it again for a while. I'm certain if you want more information, you can read the drops we've provided in our updates. We've got these little newsletter updates that come out every, like, I don't know, how often are they, Michael? Shoot, 3 months, 2 months, every month? Whatever. But we actually talked about level scaling there. It was a hot button item that we wanted to address. It's important to understand, we do not want it to just be the straight same thing the entire game. That is lame, and that's not what we're doing. All right? Like that's super clear. Super clear. Yeah, no, and you don't want to get too OP either. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Yeah, so, yeah. Big things to take away from that. We are paying close attention to early game. We're paying close attention to end game, and the focus will always be on that loot that you are obtaining. Early game, end game loot. That's why we are implementing a dynamic level scaling system. All right, cool. Now let's get back into this. Hopefully mine some stuff that potentially updates on the game. Oh my gosh. Because I really want to, it's important to me to show you things that have been added, you know what I'm saying? Also don't get radiated, perfect. Power core socks, oh man, all these things I forgot that were over here. And the race, oh goodness. Clover crystal, hey, there's some crystal. I just have to get around to it, you know? Where are you at, Crystal? Ah, there you are. Oh, we got crystal, and we got copper, and we got iron. Look at this. Oh my gosh. And so you can see that each one of the resources does have its own unique look. So you can, if somehow it didn't get populated on the map in time, you could actually see these from afar. You actually tell which resource you're looking at. And I should have dumped some stuff earlier. Whoops. Let's just do this for now. This should be fine for the moment. And just shooting it and looting it. Just as you would expect, except now it's a little bit more spread out. So depending on how much time you want to take, you can be incredibly thorough, get every single little bit. And if not, of course, it's not gonna update to my map yet. Oh, gosh. I'm halfway tempted to see what happens if I just reload the save. But for now, we'll just, we'll shake our head. But you can see like each location, and furthermore, each system you'll be seeing has different resources bound to it. Some are gonna be more common and kind of found everywhere, but then there's gonna be others that are specifically found in either certain regions or certain systems entirely. So if you wanted Malamite, for example, you're gonna need to find it probably more on the outskirts of any system, right? Maybe. Versus iron, which is like, oh yeah, no, iron can be found anywhere for days, right? That's just an example. And then maybe like another one, Culver that we just found, maybe it's only found near planets. I don't know. But you're getting the picture, like specific locations are gonna harbor certain resources. And when you want to go there, or when you want to collect certain resources, you'll have an idea as to where you can collect those resources. Cool. Need more of a drift feel when it comes to flying in this game? Have you used your inertia dampeners and turned them off like this? Jackson Mullen? Because if not, you can also do crazy stuff like this. Oh! Woo! Oh, that feels good. Oh my gosh. If you wanted to experience this rush with your inertia dampeners turned off, let me tell you what, that's as simple as a setting button away. In your inputs, you can actually, oh wait, hang on a second. Customize control. In your inputs, all you have to do is head on down to a little button. Where's it at? Where is it at? Inertia dampeners. Toggle inertia dampeners right there. This is so much fun. Highly recommend. And if you get really good at it, you can very easily save your thruster energy as well. So there's kind of like meta play behind it. For example, what I mean by that is like if I'm at full boost and then I hit inertia dampeners off and I stop, my boosters are recharging while I'm still moving, right? So you can do little clever tactics like that. And as I'm flying, I can turn them off and back on a whim. You can see it on the right side of the screen behind my head. So that might be something that you're looking for. We do have some players that play with inertia dampeners off at all times, and they even do like races with it and stuff. Pretty cool, pretty challenging, but pretty neat. When's the mining update being released? All of this stuff that I've been showing pertaining to mining, all of this is for the spring update. Very soon, pretty soon. 3 months out-ish, 4 months out, 2 months out, soon. Go sell some stuff, Mr. Hoarder? No. I know what I want to do. I want to send all of these things back to my home base. Because why sell when you can hoard? Yeah! Oh, whoops, we missed one. See you later, Copper. Oh. Yeah, all of it. Perfect. Much cleaner. Much better. All right, so let's answer a couple more questions and then we'll try mining a little bit more. Oh my gosh. I can't remember who fully implemented that, and I know somebody's face palming on the team, but oh my gosh. Bugs happen when we show you like the hottest stuff, so it's fine. But rest assured, the map will be assisting you in your resource collection. It's a very important feature that we have, just even internally, helps so much with the transparency of the world and why things are the way they are. Get over here. See you later. Oh, he's gone. Peace out, brother. All right. Let's try and get their shield boy down. Ah! There we go. Oh yeah, we're faster than them. We're in a vanguard. What am I thinking? Here, you know what? Just go away. All right, there we go. You two, you can leave, and you two. Let's just deal with one at a time, or two at a time. This is fine. Much better. Much better. Yes, yes. Ooh. Some iron and more culver. Okay. Oh, actually, I think those are the spots we didn't fully mine out. Oh no, these were the spots we didn't fully mine out. Whatever. But you guys can see, you know, how this all works. You can be precise about it as you want, or you can be as slippery about it as you want. But based on the types of modifiers you have, it's going to help that out even further, just as an added effect inside of the game for you to adjust your play style around. I'm gonna grab these goods and then we'll go on to another location. I think actually I have a lot of locations in Cedo that I have yet to finish the location challenges, so we might do some of that stuff today. All right, cool. Was that a Mortal Kombat reference? 100%. Yeah, I'm not, yep, absolutely. Actually, let's do this. Let's target Alcyone. Alcyone, that's how it's pronounced. Alcyone Station. And all the locations we need to jump between will be highlighted accordingly. Or, what am I doing? We have spatial bypassing. What am I doing? We'll just use the spatial bypass. Can you switch to a bomber today so we can see Arc 9000 mining? I hate you with love. You play with controllers? You can play with controller. I personally play with mouse and keyboard. That is the way that we had designed the game from the ground up. But obviously we are supporting controllers because we are bringing the game to consoles as well. And there is also HOTAS support. Those are your fancy little joysticks. Oh my gosh, everyone's wanting me to mine with Arc 9000. You guys can do that when it goes live. I'm not gonna, there's better things for me to do. More Malamite! All right, so now we'll head back over here. Oh, now it doesn't work. Perfect, yep. As I said, you'll see little visual gimmicks and whatnot in today's stream, just because, again, I'm flying by the seat of my pants inside of
jump gates. Jump gates? Where we're going, we don't need jump gates.
Excellent, nice reference there. No, we want to make sure that we don't lose our train of thought, which I did. Good talk, excellent. Let's go to the home base real quick. Quick inventory management. Oh, we got a Kite Nebula signal decoder. That's neat. And check out our storage. Oh my gosh, look at all the things. And maybe get some perks. I think we can, oh yeah, we can boost our cruise drive all the way up. That's nice. This is a new perk that's gonna be showing up. And we can, oh man, I really want to get our storage size up even further, but that's okay. Power cells, good, good. Energy orbs, coming useful. Oh yes, all of them, beautiful. Another one? Ah, we don't have any more Aethium crystals. All right, that's fine. Now, for anybody who's kind of wondering, like, wait a second, whenever you're pulling Aethium Crystal, would that be pulling from any particular tiers? We'll talk more about how this is utilizing different rarities in the future. One thing I will mention, though, with Elec, I think this is a good example, is that whenever you are upgrading the fire support, there is a certain one that calls for a coil gun. And when you use that, it just pulls a random coil gun either from your ship, that could be on your, like, made you use your main weapon, and drops it into the perk to allow you to get it. That will be changed. That will be changed. You will be able to choose which coil gun you have on you to apply to the perk. So that probably just answered your question pertaining to other resources, but that will allow you to dive into that direction accordingly. All right, let's keep getting a couple more perks. Oh my gosh, we could almost get all of these. Almost. So much better, so much closer. Actually, I think we're gonna use this instead of the armor breakers. And then we're just gonna dismantle these other missiles. Dismantle both of the, oops, you know what? Just dismantle them both at the same time. Excellent. Get rid of this. We'll organize our storage. Don't mind the fact that all of this is completely wonky and out of order. I haven't submitted my support ticket on how resources should be lined up next to each other, but rest assured that is something that will very likely be done. We're also gonna put our signal decode, actually we're gonna hang on to it, that's fine. All right, neat. Ready to go. All right, so now that we are back in Cedo, we're gonna do a couple of missions here while still covering the mining aspects and hopefully have something to show for the maps themselves. All right. Text-to-speech hive needs to be kept as an Easter egg. Yeah, we've seen that a lot requested, so it probably will be. Probably. Oh, don't worry about chat, guys. We got it covered. Oh man, Nightbot, thank you for reminding me. So check this out. Right now, there's some pretty impressive deals on Steam. We are 85% off for EVERSPACE Classic right now, with 60% off for the DLC. I don't know how to maths that well, but that is a large amount of percentage, all right? So if you've never played EVERSPACE 1 and you've always just kind of been looking at it from afar, being like, I just wanna experience it a little bit, I mean, right now is the absolute perfect time because it's not gonna cost you hardly anything. Like absolutely wowzers. And the fact that the DLC is that much off and how much content it adds, woo! Definitely encourage you guys to at least look at that, wish list it to wait for another sale that would be even cheaper, which I doubt would happen if I'm being completely honest. But still, your support is awesome to dive into that experience and see where this whole EVERSPACE thing originated from. It is a roguelike. It's a different style. But still very much lets you go flying through space and blasting all the things. Oh, I see some resources. Iron and Aethium, beautiful. Good, good. Also, it generated in the deposit itself. That's good, that's working as intended. Oh yeah, we haven't seen this crystal yet. This is Aethium. This is what it looks like. So it's pretty similar to like these standard crystals, except, you know, gamification is important here. There is going to be a slight distinction so you can tell as a player what is gainable versus what is just aesthetically pleasing. We didn't want to go too hyper realistic where there's no distinction at all and you just have to shoot every single crystal on every single asteroid until you started mining something. Don't think that would be fun. Oh, I see more resources. Look at that. We could spot them from afar. We got more Aethium crystal. Look at that. We got some more iron. Somebody's OCD is gonna be so mad when I do this. Oh man.
A G&B concessionary license is the golden ticket, they said. Make a nice little packet in no time.
It's fine, Contra. I really don't want to listen to you whine and complain. I do enough of that looking at the forums. Oh! Ooh! Ooh! All right, let's check out our inventory really quick. Oh yeah, we just got a bunch of crystal and iron. Pretty standard stuff in the G&B mining forms. Good stuff, good stuff. Nice. Oh yeah, we got that Aethium crystal that we could use. Oh, we'll just go ahead and start dunking that in, that's fine. But otherwise, did it update? It did, it didn't update. Gosh dang it, oh my gosh. It's completely borked. That's all I got. You know what we're gonna do is we're gonna have it autosave and then we're gonna load and maybe that'll fix it. Maybe that'll fix the map because I really want to show you. It's just a small little tweak. It's important to me though, and I think that you would find it important as well. Please? No, you're not my friend today. That's fine. It's fine, game. We don't have to be friends today. But regardless, you can see that we've been trying to make the resources a bit more impactful just from the standpoint of collecting it. Okay, and again, this is a sweeping change that will happen across the entirety of the game, right? All the way across the game. You're gonna see the effects of how it's gonna make certain resources a lot easier to collect, certain resources much more rare to find and collect. It's going to make it's gonna do a number to the game space.
Some Redeemer signatures heading our way.
Redeemers? All right.
I'm getting tired of these guys.
The agitator who has interfered with the Redeemers. You will die from my deaths.
Serious? Are you guys always streaming? How do you live day to day? This is giving me a freaking migraine.
Ah! Unfortunate. Thankfully, we're still fairly evasive. All right, cool. Wow, I have a lot of energy. I'm gonna use that weapon a little bit more. That's great. It's probably got a modifier on it that's helping me out in that regard, but it's great. But also, as you can see, I just picked up some shiny Culver crystal. So just putting emphasis on this as well, because this is also important. Even though resources will specifically generate I'm gonna pause this so you're not hearing it with combat. Even though resources generate at certain locations where you can collect them, you can technically get any resource anywhere through luck that could generate inside of a chest, right? A container that you find. Or maybe a shopkeep has something that isn't normally found in the region, but you'd have to pay a few more credits for it because it's rare to that region, right? Simple things like that are in the works, are how we are kind of addressing it. I just look over at chat. Eric, have you had a rough week? I just want you to know that you're awesome. Thank you, Kazal. No, I'm fine. I'm feeling a little savage. I'm slightly disappointed that we've been doing hard work over here, okay? And when I say over here, I'm implying that I'm in Hamburg, Germany, but the team has been doing insane amount of work this week and last week on a number of fields. I don't know how much I am actually allowed to talk to you about it, so I'm just gonna say, like, on the resource front, I feel like this has been leaps and bounds, and I wanna showcase that hard work that we have been up to. And you know, sometimes when I pop into these streams and I do these tests beforehand and then it somehow doesn't work on a second or a third time, it's just kind of annoying. Because I'm excited about these elements and I want you to be excited about them too. But long story short, I'm incredibly impressed and incredibly pleased by our internal work on our resources and how you'll be able to track it a bit more easily, even though it seems that I can't quite showcase how that all is working today. But it's definitely in the works and will be ironed out when it hits that release in the spring for you guys to dive in and start collecting all of the bits as well. All right, let's get this shipwreck. Am I still using Relentless? I'm not sure I understand the question. Am I still using Relentless? I feel like I should honestly know this. I don't know what, I don't know. Oh, the perk! Yes, I am still using Relentless. Too many things in the game confirmed. All right, yes, I'm still using Relentless. That's why our Gatling gun is going crazy, because we have 2 out of 3 of our devices giving us 40% increased. Thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. 40% increased energy capacity for our weapon. That's a pretty strong amount. In fact, it's probably going to be nerfed. So use it while you can. Whoop. Oh my goodness. And we'll get a mainframe component and a missile defense system. Oh yeah, we're also renaming things still internally. Little things will continuously change in their naming conventions. This is a mainframe component now. So we have mainframe components that turn into mainframe expansions. We're never settling, all right, for second best. We want to get there where it needs to be the best, most perfect thing. And we're happy with the approach we're taking. It's coming together. It is coming together. Let's see, firepower or precision and utility. I'm gonna keep what I have. Tractor beam range? It's not technically worth it, but I just kind of want it. Our tractor beam range isn't actually that bad yet. Let me just hide my body really quick. Our tractor beam range is at 1250. But I really like tractor beam range. Here, let's just get rid of all this type of stuff. Oh, more blueprints unlocking. That's good. That's good. We're not gonna worry about it for now. Otherwise, I will send a load of stuff over to the base. Nice and clean. Oh, memory recalibrators, perfect. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those before, just ignore. Wonderful. Wonderful. Could you use the alt? Oh yeah, I should be using the alt, shouldn't I? Let me gather a couple more goods in this area and then, oh, shoot. I know why I don't have the display of freaking resources, guys. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. This is bound to the location scanner. We need to get 2 more echo cancelers. Here I am trying to say it's a bug in the game when I don't even have the freaking perk that showcases what secrets are in a location. Guys, I'm gonna take a quick break. All right, I need some water. I'll be with you all in a moment. I just need a, wow. All right. Don't forget that the Steam sale is currently applicable to EVERSPACE 1 and EVERSPACE 2, okay? It is applicable to both, all right? And your support goes a long ways towards our cause. Anything and everything you do, even if it's word of mouth, that is huge. And we really do truly appreciate when you wishlist us, when you send a link to a friend, and, you know, obviously when you make a purchase. We've got some nice sales going on. Just want to direct you all to that. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience with me. But hey, while I was gone, I called in a few favors, and Alec picked up some echo cancelers for me and dropped them off. So we're gonna go ahead and finish off this location scanner. Beautiful. Reveals how many and what type of secrets are still found for each location. Let's see if this works. Oh my gosh! It's a miracle! Look at that. So now we can see actively the details of the location. We see our secret stashes, our mainframe components, our devices, our resources mined in particular from the point of the addition of this. Again, I want to be very clear here. Very clear that this is not a retroactive change. So if you carry over a save file, it will not suddenly populate all the resources that you've gathered there, because these resource nodes are different than what you've previously been mining. What you've previously been mining are not applicable to the locations because they were just random resources that could literally generate anywhere. There is a system to where they are generating now and why. So if you wanted to go find a specific resource, when you hover over parts of the map, it will specifically tell you what you can find there. All right? It's a very important distinction. It is not a retroactive change. Don't ask it to be a retroactive change because we are not going to add additional work onto ourselves to fix old save files. No, everything is old to us until the 1.0 release. All right? This is why we're actually doing the save wipe, by the way, but I digress. So, this is going to be applicable very specifically to the new resources added in the spring update, and it will start populating what you're specifically finding from those sites. Very intentionally designed that way. Cool. My goodness. All right. All right, let's pick up this shipwreck, and then we'll start flying to other locations, maybe do a high-risk location, and use our ultimate. We got a jump core, nice. Actually, did that complete? No, we still have a secret stash. Where's the secret stash? I'm not gonna worry about it. We'll do the race because it's fun. And then we'll keep going. Currently, races don't really do anything. We're kind of torn on if they should. We don't necessarily want you guys to race as a manner of like 100% completion, if that makes any sense. But we do want to keep them in there for like certain incentives for like, you know, just having fun racing. Because it's fun to, it's fun to zip around and see your speed and how well you control your vessel, especially in front of a group of people during a live stream. It was okay. I could have handled that a little bit better. But yeah, fun to challenge your friends. And there may be some incentives to do races, but again, it's not gonna be any type of requirement. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I don't even think we show the details of a race on the, yeah, we don't even have that detail on the maps. That might actually end up being added, but I digress. They're just in there for funsies. So if you like them, cool. And if you don't even have to worry about it. How neat is that? It's like we're not forcing you to play a certain way. All right. Where's the other one? Where's the other one? Where's the other one? Where's the other one? Oh, there you are. It's a good thing our ship is a fast boy. Delicious. We got another thing. It didn't indicate the rigged asteroid. That's a bug. Oh, I think I know where the last little bit is. I think the last secret stash is in here. Probably gonna take some damage. Corrosion missile launcher, excellent. Nice. Much better. All right. Did we 100% the location? Yes! 100%. That's what we like to see. I am satisfied. So now we can head on over to another location and do some more stuff. And also, of course, keep answering questions, because that's, you know, a very important thing to do during these development streams, to make sure that you are having your voice as part of this exchange that we've got going on. It's quite fun. All right. So resources will be written on the map. And there may be a couple additions and changes and modifications to how that's displayed, but we're not gonna crack open that as of right now. Just know that we want it to be available on the map. Cool. Yeah, let me add some quick clarity for the perk one more time. So, location scanner. And I want to explain this intentionally to you guys. We're going to get reports on the forums anyway, and I'm ready for that. Don't you worry about me. But basically, when we implement this resource change into the game, we are fundamentally changing how resources are generated inside of the game. I'm gonna say that again. When we implement these changes with the resources into the spring update, it is a foundational change, okay? The version you are currently playing on right now, live on Steam, the early access build, you can find resources that generate literally anywhere. We plugged it in so that you would have the ability to get stuff at all, because we feel like it's better to get something as opposed to nothing. The intentional design choice here, when we implement the resources into the game space, We want you to know where you found those resources to go collect them again. Some of you already see where I'm going with this. If we were to catalog the randomized resources of everything from your prior save and plugged it into the map, that would be impressively misleading because they don't generate there anymore. See the problem? So, it is not a retroactive stance ability that will be applied to the map because it works differently. So when you go to locations in the spring update and onward, the game will be cataloging where you have harvested resources so that you know where they were found from. Okay? Very, very, very important. Okay? So that you know where you got certain resources to begin with. Otherwise, we pull that data over, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be really, really dumb. So, one of the many joys of early access, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. And I hope that you guys, even regardless of that little snafu, if you want to call it that, are very much appreciating what we're doing to the resource system so that you can find it at certain locations to have more incentive to go to certain regions of space, and also to start having aspects of trading and gathering, following routes that you aspire to become a merchant with, you know, however that looks, if you wanted to go that route. But obviously at its core, the game still very much is a looter shooter. We're just designing these core components to help fill in other elements of progression with perks and upgrades and stuff like that. A bit more going on than just, can we retroactively add this across the board? Cool, all right. Finnery Master MK2 says, yet the game RNG didn't want me to give a couple of echo cancelers. Exactly, that goes directly into the point. Finnery Master, directly to the point, because in the game space right now, that is 100% randomized. What if I told you it won't be in the spring update? And yes, I'm very well aware that echo cancelers are not an ore that you mine. All right, let's get this site taken care of. We got a lot of things to blow up. We also have some more stuff to loot. Oh, I love that. I love me some loot. Please don't shoot the explosive charge. All right. One. Let's see if I remember where all these goods are. Spoiler alert, I don't. I just know that they're in the area. All right, so we got this one. Let's move this out of the way. Oh, forgot we're in a little ship. Oh, come on. All right. All right, there we go. Drag these over here. Just a little location challenge, no big deal. All right, let's see. Where's the thing? Is it down here? Yes, it's down here. I'm gonna do this and then I'll check for more questions and observations and stuff like that. You guys have been really great this stream, by the way. You've asked really good questions. You've been really engaging. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. You know, we do these streams every single week for you guys. And when you show up and you're asking these questions and you're having a good time, or even if you're not having a good time, but you're explaining to us why you're not, that is huge. That is huge for us. So thank you for being a part of this community and chilling with us on these Fridays and just, you know, seeing what we're up to and just being awesome. All right, we got all 4 of them, goodness. And now we just need to activate them. Neat. Bonk, bonk. And now we can go gather the goods. A coil gun and phase plating. All right, well. Wasn't the best RNG, but anytime you complete location challenges, you still get a mainframe component though, so there's some value at least. Sometimes RNG do be like that. Do we have 3? No, we only have 2. Shucks. That's fine. Let's go to another site, see what we find. Now, also, I went to that site for another particular reason, and that is because this site, you'll notice that we found resources floating in space, but because we did not specifically mine them, it does not show the abandoned facility as a site where you can go gather resources. That is very much intended. Resources do not continuously spawn at sites like this, except for maybe scrap metal, but that's not, we don't really consider that mining. I don't think that we're gonna have too many issues with you guys collecting scrap metal because it's like one of the most bountiful resources in the entire game. Woo! So yeah. All right, let's go to Nefty's Plains. We're gonna stop. Maybe we'll purchase another ship because there's been a lot of requests, and I need to remember to use my ultimate first. I just like the speed of this ship. Like I use the ultimate, it slows everything down, which is good. Don't get me wrong, it makes everything more precise, but I just like going fast. Let's see if there's any resources over here. Guessing no, but it's worth a shot, right? No, this is just stuff that they need for their big old corporate butts. We can zip down here though and see if there's something else. Maybe some resources, yes. Ah yes, Aethium crystals right along here. And again, this is a bit of gamification so that you can distinctly see there's a color difference from the Aethium crystal and the aesthetic crystal. I'm gonna call it aesthetic crystal because, you know, whatever else you want to call it, I don't know. And I guess we'll also get this this battery. I probably should have grabbed this first time. Somebody probably cringed as I just passed right by it even though I needed it. All right, try again. Plug it in right there, bonk on the ground, get a rocket launcher and a mainframe component. That's gonna bring us to 3, so I can create a mainframe expansion. You'll see it highlighted up here. We can plug that in somewhere. We're gonna reduce our resistance and increase our firepower. All right, back into space. Open the doors, please. Please. I'm not flying through that side. I do not want to choose death. There we go. All right. Beautiful. All right, quick dock, answer some questions, and then we'll keep going. Woo! We will be jumping over to some artwork to showcase here in like maybe 10, 15-ish minutes, stuff that comes out of you guys, the community, because there's some cool things to talk about. And Michael himself, he chooses certain ones that are just like absolutely all-time excellent. And want to talk about why he's chosen some of those. I think it's good insight that could also help you guys better your screenshots as a whole. Just nice little feedback on that front. Not that you guys aren't doing very well on the screenshot side, because holy crap, is it awesome. Oh my gosh. Like I log in for the morning, I go to Discord and I see screenshots and fan art lit up and I'm just like, whoo, kid in a candy store. Let me tell you what, you guys are amazing. So definitely keep it up and we'll give you some feedback and share some of that really cool stuff in just a moment. Colorblind mode is something that we will be adding in the future, Corius. I saw, maybe I'm not correlating the conversation correctly, but I just want to throw that out there. A lot of conversation about computering from YouTube. That's fine. You guys do you. That's good. just checking to make sure there are any other questions about EverSpace 2, making sure we're getting them answered. You know the drill. Probably missed something. Nope. That's good. Good. Excellent. Twitch. Rigged asteroids no longer secrets. No, that's a bug. That is straight up a bug, Kazal. Don't worry about that. We had a couple of issues whenever we migrated from the last Unreal Engine to the latest one. And so some things kind of got borked in that process. It's 100% a bug. How about random locations? Do their resources depend on the region they generate in? Yes, actually, yes. So Shadowy, whenever say, so like Alcyone Station, Alkaline, why do I keep having problems pronouncing this? This station where you used to work for GMB at the start of the game, this station, we see that we found iron and aethium crystal, right? And then over here in Nefty's Plains, we found some aethium crystal. If we kept exploring, we would probably also find iron. You're gonna get a pretty strong sense that in the GMB mining fields, there's aethium crystal and iron. That's like the two healthiest resources abundantly showing up in the GMB mining fields. So if we were to get a high risk location here, or we go to we're attacking an outlaw base in here randomly through flying and it generates inside of this region, yes, it will spawn aethium crystal and iron because it's in this region. So it's much more applicable. Think about it as these regional locations as opposed to the specific location, even though they're also, I do have to be careful of that because there are certain things that are applicable to specific locations, like planet-side locations could have resources other than space locations. As an example, just, you know, so there are more subtle details regarding that. But for the randomized generation, whenever you're going to a site, yes, it's going to be applicable to what's around it. It will absolutely take that into consideration. Did I get it right? I need to harvest a resource at least once to have it pop up in the info later. Walking form. Yes, that is correct. When the resource update drops in the spring, the resources will be finely tuned and placed to where they're supposed to be generated. And in order for you to understand where they are found and for it to populate how much resource you've collected, you'll have to start collecting it from that point. So ideally, and I mean, I've never said otherwise. Ideally, when we release the update, I encourage you guys to start a new save, especially for testing purposes. So that it tracks everything exactly as you're entering into all those spaces. I understand not everybody has 40 hours a week to commit to gaming, so I'm not telling you you have to. It's just what we recommend. It's ideal for play testing the early access portions of the game. But if you don't want to do that and you want to continue your save file, totally fine. Just note that it's not going to have cataloged any resource at any location you've been to yet because the resources hadn't been properly placed up until that point. So then you can start flying to the wherever locations you've been to, collecting the resources, and it will start generating on your map accordingly. Whew, glad that I was able to provide that point of clarity. I know that kind of seems a little, for some people, it kind of seems awkward, maybe weird, I'm not sure, but rest assured, we cannot populate the resources in each location on your map until we have the resources generating properly, which is for this spring update. Okay, what were we doing? I can't even remember. I got distracted and that's fine. They're called mainframe components now? Yeah, we're changing the name again. We just want to make a direct connection. Mainframe component to mainframe expansion. Yeah, we've cleaned up some naming conventions. I don't know if you were here earlier, Grindel, but like all of our tech resources, we wanted to remove resource from the name. So those are now components. So tech resources have become components. Those are separate from ores and crystals, and resources like dark energy, for example, is a resource because it's neither a crystal nor an ore. Simple cleanup elements like that. And you'll probably see a little bit more of naming convention stuff change, as we go. It's just kind of something that we do. Ship dealer. That's probably something we wanted to do. You will see the ROCKFISH Games logo on every single ship because of a bug. Don't worry about that too much. It's just kind of silly. So we can go through here. We can see a cyclone, 2 cyclones, a cyclops, a thunderbolt. That's a pretty sexy looking ship. Spirit, always great. Raptors are fantastic. Another spirit. Oh, that was the first one. So if any of you guys want one of these ships to be flown, let me know. If I see a resounding choice, I'll take it. But otherwise we will, I'm gonna keep answering questions here. We'll probably start flying this ship that you guys choose in the next stream, because we're getting ready to transition to highlight your fan art stuff. Hazzy, yeah, so from a new save especially, Hazzy, it does count the resources, or if you don't have the perk unlocked, like, I even showed midstream, actually. Like, I didn't have the location scanner, yet I had mined resources in the Bree bioplant, the Athorian Fault, and Akrat Trading Station. And then, after I had done that, I got the perk, and now look, it's all updated accordingly. It shows the resources mined. See that? So if you don't have the perk yet and you start mining stuff, as soon as you get the perk, it'll trigger so long as you're operating out of the update, right? So it's not dependent on if you have the perk yet or not. It will start cataloging those details the second you install the update in the spring. It's just that because it was previously randomized and now it's focused in and very intentionally placed, it will populate. It'll start to populate at that point. Okay, cool. Scrap metal, not enough. Aethium crystal. Neat. Bomber, bomber, bomber. A lot of people saying bomber. A lot of bomber. Bearded Frog, your vote counts for once, even though you said it a couple times. All right. Yeah, YouTube's all about bombers, so okay. We'll get this Cyclops. Say goodbye to our Vanguard. Woo, bomber. Do we want to go with the same? I really enjoy this. We're gonna go with this. We're gonna just keep the same color scheme. So somebody out there's like, no, change this up. Nah, I like it too much. I am already committed. We're gonna keep it. We can fly around in our bomber now. Outlaw Proto Scout. The destabilizer missile. Oh my gosh. Destabilizer missiles on bombers. Broken. We can launch as many as we want. All day, every day. Nice. Oh, outlaw drone carrier? Sorry. Sorry for your loss. I'm not even gonna worry about the drones because this just deals plenty of damage. I'm gonna stop that other foe nearby though. We actually had to change our weapon? I don't believe it. Cool. It's been a minute since I've flown a bomber. But I will also say, you guys talked a lot of smack about my bomber use like a month or two ago, so I've been practicing. That's right. So hopefully I'll do some cool stuff this time around. But we are gonna go ahead and park our bomber at Nefty's Plain Station. I got the charge up for the ultimate a little bit. We'll just have to showcase that next time to see if it can be used to mine. I just think that's freaking hilarious. So now you fly it even worse. Exactly. Wait a second. All right, so we are going to quick repair. Then we are going to save our game. Because I now want to highlight all the cool stuff that you guys have been up to. Don't worry though, we can still answer questions if I missed any of those. But also note that if any time I miss the big questions or something like that. And also our team is missing the big questions too somehow. You can always follow up with us. You can always follow up with us. Head on over to the Discord. We have an Ask Dev Questions channel devoted to you to ask so we can answer. I always do encourage you to check out the frequently asked questions beforehand. And if you're using the forums, to always use the search bar. This is an important thing that can save you from getting an incredibly embarrassing response. Excellent. Excellent. All right, so now let's go ahead and jump on over to the fan art. Yeah. I need to close the game though. All right, so game is gonna die in 3, 2, 1, dead. Murdered completely, and that's fine. We love you dearly, EVERSPACE 2, but now it's time to showcase some cool stuff. All right, so yeah, so let's just dive on in. So I have just a couple of shares that I wanted to pull and highlight, a couple people trying some shots, and then we're gonna get into Michael's select. Michael chose 6 particular shots that he really wanted to talk about. So I'm just gonna go over these pretty briefly, and then we're gonna talk about why Michael chose the ones he did. This one first comes from Jay Gnarl. I just like how foreboding it is. You can't quite make out what's around the corner. I mean, if you've been to this site, you know that it's a station, but still, like, the scope and the scale that's apparent here in this nebula, it feels really good. Very ominous. And I like that a lot. I like that a lot. This feels like it's coming out of a cutscene, or like somebody from another station's taking a shot out the window. Who knows? But I like it. It's pleasant. Then we got Kazaa, who's, you know, still kazaaing like a fiend. He's always using some nice dynamic angles, which what I mean by that is if you're looking at the scout, this is the scout, coming in from an angle, or rather this angle, you know, instead of it just coming a hard line across, that's leading your eyes to the center of the image, as well as seeing like this outlaw that's trying to skirt away. We've got nice framing components with all of these asteroids nearby. It's just a very pleasant scene to see. That, and we also have these complementary colors of blue and orange doing, you know, pleasant things to our eye holes. Good stuff. All right, next thing up, we've got Speedy Sam, who is trying to emulate kind of an EVERSPACE 1 effect where the solar flares are happening. I thought it was pretty clever. So just wanted to give you a high five. Cool stuff. Very fun, very neat. Then we have one from 8 who, this is actually a video. Well done, sir. Well done. Definitely 10 out of 10. Then we've got this one from Kazaa, who's having a lot of fun with changing around colors and whatnot. And while this would never actually happen in game, I don't think, I do like the way that you're customizing things and you're changing the light sources. That's pretty great work with the with like making sure the colors on the ship itself are coming through. I do kind of wonder if there'd be more green here, but don't worry, I'm not gonna get persnickety on your fantastic job photoshopping this. A lot of fun, very clever. Keep it up because I love it. All right, so next up we're doing Mysterious Mr. E. He shared a lot of fan art. I'm just gonna highlight a couple of them because there's too many, but let me tell you what, every single one is gorgeous. Like, just check this one out. This is like a posterized version of the classic EVERSPACE experience. He's in a late game sector, you can tell because it's purple. Flying a nice, clean, fully repaired interceptor. Great use of lighting, just really pops, really clean. And he has a huge amount of like posterized EVERSPACE 1 and 2 scenes that he's captured. Again, I've only taken a couple of them here. He's got a lot of vertical ones, kind of harder to showcase on the live stream, so I've only chosen this one to show in particular. But man, it's almost like these crystals are coming out to like rip him asunder. Oh, goodness. So good, so great. Love just the way that everything's coming together with like the nice clean entry point of this interceptor into a chaotic world that is the DMZ. How appropriate. And I love how he also like adds the little headers from which game it comes from. You can also tell it comes from Everspace 1 because this ship skin is exclusive to Everspace 1. For now, should I say that? Is that leading into something else? I don't know. Then we also have this one as well from Mysterious Mystery. Again, this one's Everspace 2 though, so we gotta jump. It's a scout. Definitely scouts are in Everspace 1, but what a brilliant job that he's done with recolorizing and making those colors pop. Like that contrast, the light, the dark. Creamy, delicious. I dig it. Very, very nice work, Mysterious Mystery. Very, very cool. Then the last one I want to show, did I say the last one already? Shoot. One more to show before I highlight Michael's selects, and I want to make sure we have enough time to talk about them and why. We've got this one from the Chemical Bro. No, he did not receive access to the ice worlds before you guys. That is coming in a later update. Yes, I'm serious. If any of you missed that, we have an ice and a fire worlds that we have been hyping up a little bit this year, and those are coming this year as well. So be prepared for that. But great Photoshop work to kind of emulate something along those lines. He's having fun with it, and I'm glad. I love it when you guys have fun with this type of stuff. It makes me super duper happy. Now I need to go over to this thing so I can read elements aloud for the Michael Select section. Oh my gosh, we need to have like something pop up on the screen and bells and whistles. Will, we need to work on this. We want to hype up the Michael Select, something super cheesy, like something that's like a more you know, except Michael's Select. That would be key. Keep that in mind. Excellent. And now we're gonna just move in. So we've got this first one. This one comes from the Chemical Bro. This is a, it's fan art. So he's definitely polished it up. He's changed the contrast around, and he's given it a border. And this is what Michael had to say on this one. Lovely warm colors, almost duplex style. Great dynamic in the foreground, while the background promises deep exploration within an unseen space environment. Superb hero marketing shot. Pro final touch is the vignette to focus the viewer's attention to the player's destination in this very moment. Mwah, chef's kiss. Very nicely done, the Chemical Bro. This is why that you have maintained the galactic photographer role. Very, very well accomplished. Don't stop being awesome, because it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous shot. And as Michael said, this is something that we could post in a PR marketing take, as all of these will be, in fact, that I'm going to highlight here. So next one up, we've got from Dark Chaos. From Dark Chaos. This comes from Kabar Sounds or Shabar Sounds. I don't know which. I don't know how to pronounce things yet. Don't worry about that. We're figuring it out. Oh my gosh. This is a great shot demonstrating great depth in the Everspace 2 location, even though these are comparatively small compared to seamless space exploration games. The shot teases large and detailed structures in the distance, while the fighter in the foreground is a common reference of scale. This is actually also why I chose that very first one, if you recall the gas fields. It works like a car or person in an architectural visualization as a scale reference. Excellent composition. Also, not how the spaceship is placed in the darker area to make the thrusters pop. Another tier 1 marketing shot. Lot of depth here. Lot of detail. A lot of mystery. And thus it creates a lot of desire. There's a lot here that you want to know more about. You want to see what's around the corner. Great, great stuff. Oh, did somebody ask about a galactic photographer? Yeah, it's Bearded Frog said it's like a special VIP section of an art gallery. Yeah, so basically our best photographers that we get through our community, we highlight them as galactic photographers, and they just keep pumping out amazing stuff. It's insane. And this could also be you, by the way. It's not like we're we're partial to certain people and it's like, oh, they posted a thing, we have to share it. I'm selecting certain things. Michael is selecting things. In fact, this person right here, this shot, again, this comes from Dark Chaos. He is not a galactic photographer. He's not a galactic photographer, and yet here we are talking about a shot that was selected that could be used for marketing purposes. Next up is Medbed. Oh my goodness. Had this playful shot because he loved the idea of the scout being a vertical fighter. All right, that's clever, that's good, that's good. I like your thinking. I like your thinking. The scout vertical what if. It's a clever twist on positioning the player ship in an unusual but yet attractive angle. Great choice of Everspace 1's signature space clouds, playing with structures being visible in the distance, touting space mystery. Fantastic atmosphere. So if you didn't pick up on that, this is Everspace 1. This comes out of Everspace 1, which is 85% off right now during the lunar sale. You can get it for dirt cheap and get these fantastic visuals to start taking screenshots and apply them into the Discord to make me a happier person, and probably you as well. I hope. Great shot, Medbed. So good work. Good work. Next up, we have another one from Dark Chaos as well. Bloop. Sometimes symmetry can be a very powerful tool. This one's called Blending In. It's a perfect screenshot description as well. Pure space art, the way the image is composed, looking surreal, while only using a very limited color space. I'm gonna read this verbatim, Michael. If NFT wasn't a total scam to find the next bigger dummy, this would be a contender. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. So if you guys are wondering where we stand, but truly, that is a great aligned shot. Very nice. Simple and yet so very effective. Nicely done. I see a couple of questions coming in. Let me just poke it and make sure I'm not missing anything super important. Did I miss any shipper wing reveals? Says Silver Z. You missed some updates pertaining to resources, me being a dummy and pertaining to how the map gets updated, but then also showing how the map gets updated with where resources spawn, which is very important to our resource overhaul. So yeah, definitely check the video. Go back, check the tapes, see the cool stuff. But we might also recap a bit of this stuff in the future too. Anyway. Let's see. We also have another one from Dark Chaos. Again, the third one from Dark Chaos, who again is not a galactic photographer, that Michael selected. Oh my goodness. This is the Aethorian Reef. Kudos for finding the angle where the ship perfectly aligns with the rips of the Leviathan's hips. If this, bones, whatever. If this was intended to create a not a coincidence, even more impressive, as it would take quite some time to get the positioning right. So very well done. Again, it's another highlight of just the content that Everspace 2 offers and showing solid movement through this piece, while also still keeping in mind the colorations that are being used. And but a lot of the compliments that Michael's giving here, and I'm sure that you guys can pick up on this, a lot of it's about the composition. So much of it comes down to the composition. And when we see a ship using a dynamic angle to come in, we got this explosion sort of thing, or a focal point, and everything's kind of like aligning to it, those shots are golden, let me tell you what. And through having 3 different images through Dark Chaos, I will say that that is enough for him to become, in fact, a galactic photographer. So Dark Chaos, you haven't even been posting that frequently on the Discord, and boom, you're already in the mix because Michael himself chose three of your images. And yeah, there it goes, boom. So you are now a galactic photographer. Will make it happen. I have decreed. Very, very good stuff. But we have one more to showcase here. I've got a little extra time too, so we can chat for a little bit as well. This one comes from Drive Live. In fact, I highlighted this image last week. Michael pulled this one out and was like, yeah, let's talk about it one more time. Definitely going to just pat myself on the back for that, no big deal. But no, sincerely. This one coming from Drive Live, very arty. Love it. Not a marketing shot per se, but it shows how beautiful EverSpace 2 is no matter when and where taking a screenshot. Sometimes photo mode turns it into pure sci-fi art. And if you guys do remember from last week's stream, I had mentioned I just really enjoy that color scheme on the ship. I think the ship just looks baller. I think it's so well done. So yeah. Make sure I didn't lose the stream or something. Everyone got really quiet. Okay, everything's good. Cool. But yeah, just the composition in and of itself, the colors popping, using the depth of field. Very nicely done. You all have done such a fantastic job and taking screenshots and sharing them with us. The fan art, again, like I kind of want to like add a second round of appreciation for Mysterious Mystery. He kind of photo dumped in the best way possible on a lot of his poster renditions. So check out the fan art channel in the Discord to see more about what he's come up with. Maybe print some of them out for posters, because seriously, they are legit poster worthy. They're so good. And all of these shots that Michael selected, for those of you who he chose Drive Live, Dark Chaos, Medbed right here, you know, the Chemical Bro right here. Keep up the outstanding work. We love it to death, and we are so thankful that you're sharing your love of our game with us so that we can keep sharing the love and make certain things that look good even better, perhaps. Like, this is also good feedback. It's just sharing the stuff that you enjoy. So keep rocking that. Also wanted to just kind of like go through the other ones that I selected from the course of the last week. You know, we have the Chemical Bros standard. We got a Mysterious Mystery shot here, Mysterious Mystery shot here, Mysterious Mystery shot here. We got fan art from Kazaa. We've got this one from 8, which we'll play again. Excellent. Very well done. Very well done. Love how playful it is. Keep up the good work. We've got this one from Speedy Sam. This is just a standard screenshot, no changes, just great, super fantastic. We've got this one from Kazaa, again, another no dilly-dallying with any sort of photo mode elements or additional photoshopping. It's just a straight screenshot, very impressive, Kazaa. And then the last one comes from Jay Gnarl, give him that sense of mystery and scale. All, goodness gravy, guys, you are awesome. I love the stuff that you do. So we have 10 minutes left. 10 minutes. I started showing things early. Let's see if we can get an ARC 9000 shot. Yeah? Should we do that? Should we do that? All right, let's jump over to, or did you not all read the scrolling marquee yet? All the fun stuff that's down there. Because I change it every single week. That takes me like 15 minutes a week, guys. Appreciate it. I do it for you. I do it for funsies. All right, anyway, also note that you can follow us on all of these different places, many different places like the Discord, Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, Twitch. I mean, you guys obviously know Twitter and Twitch Twitch and YouTube because you're here right now, being present, being awesome. But yeah, I mean, it's a good time. It's always a good time, right? And so yeah, don't stop being awesome on that front. And yeah. I think the biggest drops, of course, you guys know, are through the course of these live streams where we're just giving you as many goods as humanly possible. But rest assured, you can always get a little bit more information or even assist other members of the community by going to these locations, as well as seeking out additional questions to your answers to your questions Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let's just get back into the game and try and get some ARC 9000 action, right? So pulling up the game right now. Should load on in. Stream save. It's blank. Okay, no, it's loading. I see it. I see it. Let's see what happens if we do an ARC 9000 mining attempt. Have never tried this, so you guys are aware. I have no idea what the results will be. I'm guessing it's gonna do nothing, but it's fine. It's fine. Read what again? Oh, I was just talking about like all the locations where you can get added information pertaining to EVERSPACE 2. But obviously most of it's gonna come directly from me on the streams or from Michael in the updates that drop through Kickstarter, through Steam. It's a very good reason to wishlist us for all of that added delicious information. All right, I think there's a base here. We'll take out some things. Do you already know anything on the part? Oh, this isn't the site that I was thinking of. I went to the wrong location. Hang on. Hang on. We want to go to a different location. We don't have a lot of time. It's 7 minutes. 7 minutes. We got to get to a place that has explodey boom booms. Let's over here. That's the side I wanted to go to. Silly me. Excuse me. The scrolling marquee, what about it? Oh, it's gone already. Scrolling marquee's gone already. That's probably hard on somebody's eyes. My apologies. Bearded Frog says that it needs to be fixed about ARC 9000 mining. Does it? If it works, does it need to be fixed? Should be able to make Vindicator drones mine for you. Just complete, unadulterated, automated mining, huh? I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I like the idea, but from a game standpoint, I don't know if that... Is that fun? I mean, I guess for people who really don't want to, who could care less about it, I suppose, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Really am unsure. Also, where are all the enemies? I wanted some enemies. None of them showed up. How dare thee? Another location. We gotta find some guys. Let's see. Could probably find. Actually, here we go. Rodeo orbit. We got 5 minutes. Oh, my timetable is tight. We could go to an unknown signal. That makes more sense. Here we go. Unknown signal. And maybe if it generates resources, I'm going to show you and talk about that as well. Oh, we got an outlaw base that we have to destroy. I like it. I'm also seeing a bug, unfortunately. Oh yes, ARC 9000's charged. Do we leave or do we take all the? Oh my gosh! All right, we gotta. Mission will fail. I know. It's for science. It's for science. Okay. Let's see. Where do we need to go for resources? Actually, we'll probably find some resources over here. Let's go Ceto Outer Rim. Oh my gosh, we're jumping around everywhere. We're going. We got 4 minutes left, less than 4 minutes. Chat will never forgive you. Don't manage to do it before stream end. Can you tell I understand that? I am in go mode, friend. I do think we need to get a purple emissive light because we're using pink right now and it doesn't quite have the same vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't quite have the same vibe. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. But I do want to also express, you know, the idea about putting the drones to work to mine. Because of the update to resources, I will say that there are other regions, other territories of the game space that we are very much looking at adjusting and adding to in order to compensate for these changes. All right, now I just need to find some resources. Are those minables? Yes, mineable resources. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what you've all been waiting for. All right, where are they at? Right there. So we're just going to Arc 9000 this, okay? You ready? Here's the test. What a buzzkill. All right, hang on a second. Okay, all right. Now we're... Come here. This is fine. This is fine. Almost there. We got less than a minute to finish this. It'll be great. Here we go. The moment you've all been waiting for. Arc 9000 mining, does it work? The answer is no, it does not work. What, are you crazy? That would be ludicrous. It kind of makes sense to a certain degree, but no, it does not mine resources for you. You must manually mine using your weaponry. Or maybe it's a bug and we still have to add it. I don't know. But I'm not gonna complain too much about its current state because we literally just added these resources into the game. What do you want from me, people? Oh my gosh, but no, seriously, it's great. I'm glad we were able to test that live with you guys. But man, just look how gorgeous those are. Just like plugged into the, oh my goodness. I am so happy about this, and I hope you guys are looking forward to this update. Again, in the spring, we are so close to launching this. Oh, because like the spring is after the winter. Oh, that's how seasons work. And it makes me so happy. All right, guys, I have been Eric Schrader, your community ambassador for ROCKFISH Games, talking about all things Everspace 2 today. You have been awesome. Oh, it is so good, so great, in fact. Don't stop being awesome. If I missed a question, sneak on into the Discord, asking the Ask Stuffs questions. I'd love to follow up with you from there. But otherwise, yeah, I said what I needed to say. So, toodles! Yo, priority reminder that Everspace 1 is 85% off. That is the lowest it has ever been down for this lunar sale. So if you've ever been curious about our roguelike that started it all, definitely have a look right now because it's the time to shine for your pockets. Also, don't forget that the DLC is 60% off. That is a large amount of content for very little that can absolutely guarantee the best Everspace 1 experience possible. Thank you so much for your time and energy, and oh my goodness, sincerely, don't stop being awesome. I'm out of here, and I'll catch you next time. Toodles! Oh yeah, and Everspace 2 is 20% off. Woo! And the price of the game will go up too. So it is literally the cheapest it will ever be right now.